Good afternoon, Ghana. It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Citi News.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News. The news is live from our studio at Adabraka in Accra. I am Eno Safo. Coming up, disruption in Ghana's healthcare services across the country following breakdown of Lightwave Health Information Management System.
They have resorted to manual management again. We came here yesterday. We've not been sorted out, and we are here today again.
Meanwhile, Health Minister promises to speak on the challenges tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning by 9 a.m. we'll gather our stakeholders. I will take you through from what we inherited at the ministry and specifically what we are doing to fix the challenge.
Also coming up, court issues bench warrants for arrest of NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Entry-Boesiakon, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, over absence from court without permission. Still ahead, government cautions the continuous pricing of goods and services in dollars, promising to come hard on offenders.
The continuous pricing of goods and services in US dollars will only hurt us. Let's stop it, and let us stop it now.
And later, Black Queens coach Kim Lasbiokan says team focus unshaken despite unpaid bonuses ahead of Egypt clash at Accra Sports Stadium later today.
I mean, it's up to them what they want to do. I think we showed in the first game that we are the better team, so we need to play the game in our way.
This bulletin is also live across our partner stations in the Western region, Beach 105.5 FM and Sky Power 93.5 FM, both in Takoradi. In the Bunu region, Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, Adrimpa 99.9 FM in Nkarie. In the Volta region, Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi. Freedom 88.1 FM in Sogakope. In the Northern region, Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. And in the Northeast region, Nobia 98.1 FM. Across the globe, we're live on citinewsroom.com.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Many thanks for staying with us. Let's settle for the details of our stories. The High Court in Accra has issued a bench warrant for the arrest of Ashanti Regional NPP Chairman Bernard Entry-Boesiakon, also known as Chairman Wontumi, after he failed to appear in court without permission. When the case was called this morning, both Chairman Wontumi and his lawyers were absent without explanation. Presiding Judge Justice Audrey Kokuvite expressed concern, saying the accused and his counsel had offered no excuse of any sort to the court. Chairman Wontumi and the director of his company, Kwame Entry, alongside the company itself, Akunta Mining Limited, face charges over unlawful assignment of mineral rights. Away from that, major hospitals in Accra and Kumasi have reverted to manual operations following the collapse of the National Health Insurance Scheme's digital platform. The breakdown, which initially disrupted healthcare services, has compelled facilities to adopt alternative systems to sustain operations. There's more in the following report.
When Citi News visited the Ridge Hospital, sources disclosed that the facility has resorted to a mobile phone-based platform after disruptions to the NHIS digital system some weeks ago. Management told Channel One News that the challenge has been resolved through an alternative platform, restoring normalcy to operations. Some patients confirmed that they had encountered challenges earlier, but said the situation has since improved. Others, including Solomon Akwe, expressed frustration over the inconvenience the system failure caused.
Typhoid and malaria, and drugs like omeprazole.
I was told to pay for labs covered by the NHIS. I even had to pay for TB tests and others. I came here for bladder surgery, but because of the system breakdown, I can't tell whether what I'm being asked to pay for is covered by the NHIS or not.
But up to say, insurance covered, I can't tell.
At the Adaraka Polyclinic, management said the facility had reverted to a manual system to sustain service delivery. They assured that healthcare services have continued smoothly despite the digital platform's breakdown. In the Ashanti region, however, some patients have reported delays in accessing care due to challenges with the Lightwave Health Information Management System. Hospitals have reverted to the manual folder system, a move that has slowed down service delivery. Patients are calling on the government to intervene urgently.
Monday, the kind of mammy buy. No say in lab. It's now a son, I'm no fun. It's now a son. Bear say you got 5 hours not. I didn't buy. And send a buy. A man. Mammy yelling my agency with the emergency.
I was here on Monday and we were asked to do a lab test. We sat there for over 5 hours before she was attended to. We are back today and she's been admitted to the emergency ward. We are pleading with the government to help restore the system.
We now have to queue for about 2 hours just to access a folder at the OPD. After that, we join another long queue at the consulting area before seeing the doctor.
The second deputy minority whip, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, also raised the matter on the floor of Parliament, expressing concern about the return to cash and carry system in health facilities as a result of the situation.
As leader of government business, Mr. Speaker, as we speak today, the NHIS for close to about 2 months is not working. It's not. NHIS, people would have to pay before they are provided services. As we speak, the LIMS is also not working, it's deactivated.
In response, the National Health Insurance Authority, NHIA, confirmed a temporary disruption affecting some electronic hospital management systems nationwide. The authority has directed all NHIS-accredited healthcare providers to continue offering uninterrupted services to members despite the challenge. According to the NHIA, facilities have been advised to use the mobile phone-based claims check code system to ensure continuous care while efforts are underway to restore the affected systems.
You just heard a report on how the collapse of the National Health Insurance Scheme's digital platform has affected services in Accra and Kumasi. Meanwhile, patients and their relatives at the Ho Teaching Hospital have been left stranded for several hours following a breakdown of the Lightwave Health Information Management System. Here are some patients speaking to Citi News.
We came here yesterday, which was Monday. We brought our relative here for a medical checkup. But then we know that anytime we come, the National Health Insurance covers for some of the services and the drugs that are being provided over here. So at the end of the day, we've been told that there's a system breakdown and then there is a software issue as well. So they have resorted to manual management again, which I think it is not helping us. We've been delaying. As I said, we came here yesterday. We've not been sorted out and we are here today again. And this is the challenge we are facing. So it is something that is disturbing us. We need it to be resolved as quickly as possible.
The NHIS system has been stalled for a couple of weeks now, and the explanation has been there is an ongoing administrative impasse between Ministry of Health and LIMS. A usual hospital visit, which you should spend 1 hour 30 minutes to 2 hours, has now become an all-day affair at the hospital. And our plea is that the ministry and the government comes to a level-headed agreement with LIMS so we can move back as fast as possible to the digital hospital management system. We will be grateful if this will be resolved as soon as possible.
You heard some patients at the Ho Teaching Hospital speaking about delays due to the breakdown of the Lightwave Health Information Management System. Meanwhile, Health Minister Kwabena Mintah-Akando has responded to the situation, stating that his office will publicly address the issue tomorrow, October 29. Speaking at the National Health Insurance Authority Stakeholder Conference, the Health Minister says the upcoming briefing will outline the current developments and highlight the steps being taken to resolve the problem.
Some current development about our electronic records of our patients in the country is being widely discussed, and for us in the Ministry of Health, we don't just come out to speak. When we tell you the problems, where we have inherited it from, we also tell you the solutions. And today, I wouldn't want to preempt what we'll be doing tomorrow. I can assure you tomorrow morning by 9 a.m. we'll gather our stakeholders. I will take you through from what we inherited at the ministry, what we are going through, and specifically what we are doing to fix the challenge.
The Health Minister also raised concern over rising illegal modes of payment in the sector, which he intends to eradicate soon.
There is still a challenge. We must be frank to ourselves and then concentrate on solving or fixing that problem. And what is this problem? The illegal payment in the health sector, popularly known as co-payment. As an insurance company, when your clients are satisfied, that is when you are also satisfied. If you go to the grounds, what the ordinary citizen will tell you is that when I go to the health facilities, I am asked to pay more. And therefore, there is the need for us to aggressively pursue the solution for this. And when the CEO was speaking, he was commending and praising a facility in Goso. Those who are performing well must be appreciated, and we must aggressively pursue those.
He also noted that collaborations are underway with the Attorney General's Department and the authority to fast-track the passage of the NHIA legislative instrument.
Issues that we all have to come together, from the authority to the AG and to the ministry, to make sure that we deal with is the issue of the passage of the National Health Insurance LI. And so, Your Royal Majesty, I can assure all of you that we will expedite action on the passage of the National Health Insurance LI.
You heard Minister of Health Kwabena Mintah-Akando. Now let's bring you an update on our earlier story where a bench warrant was issued for Chairman Wontumi. We now understand the High Court has rescinded the bench warrant it earlier issued for the arrest of the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Entry Boesiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi. This follows his appearance at the court after the issuance of the warrant. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News. Still to come, government cautions the continuous pricing of goods and services in dollars, promising to come hard on offenders. We'll be back shortly. Don't go away.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Luck is everywhere for everyone. Yeah.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number, or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Let's do some more stories. Finance Minister Dr. Kasiel Atoforsen has cautioned against the growing trend of pricing goods and services in foreign currencies, stressing that the Ghana Cedi remains the only legal tender in the country. Speaking at the launch of the Citi at 60 celebrations in Accra, Dr. Forsen warned that the continuous use of the US dollar in local transactions undermines the stability of the national currency and hurts the broader economy. He reaffirmed the government's commitment to maintaining the stability and integrity of the Ghana Cedi.
As citizens, we also have a role to play. We must maintain the sanctity of the city as a legal tender by preserving it with dignity and protecting it jealously. We must all be vanguard, and we have to ensure that we are all vanguard by ensuring that the city's value is maintained. We must be eschewing the act that seeks to undermine the value of the currency, particularly the pricing of goods and services in foreign currency, the US dollar. Let me use this opportunity to once again stress that, as Ghanaians, the Ghana Cedi remains the only legal tender. The US dollar is not our currency. The Cedi is our only currency. The continuous pricing of goods and services in US dollars will only hurt us. Let's stop it, and let us stop it now. The Cedi is the only currency we have. Let us protect it. Let us trade with it, and let us defend it with all vim within us. Let us talk about the Cedi with pride, not as a burden, but always as a badge of economic independence. As we celebrate 60 years of the Cedi, let us rededicate ourselves to the core to help build the Ghana we want. And colleagues, to end, let me remind you of the words behind me. Ghana Cedi, our heritage. Ghana Cedi, our pride.
That was the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasiel Atoforsen. Delivering the keynote, Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman noted that the recent appreciation of the cedi, supported by rising gross international reserves and tighter monetary management by the Bank of Ghana, signals renewed market optimism. However, she cautioned that preserving these gains requires continued fiscal discipline and strong institutional independence.
We are also aware that the trust in the cedi will not sustain itself. Confidence must be maintained with sound decisions, transparent actions, and accountable policies. What I mean, ladies and gentlemen, is that we must now protect what we have rebuilt through action from government, institutions, and citizens. Government must lead by example and commit to real fiscal discipline. No more reckless borrowing or surging deficits that pass today's problems to tomorrow's generations. We must anchor public finances in realistic revenue plans, efficient spending, and long-term planning. Let every loan be tied to a return and every cedi spent to a corresponding value.
You heard Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. Now, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Asiama, has urged Ghanaians to use the Citi at 60 celebration as an opportunity to reflect on the need to protect and sustain the stability of the national currency. He noted that the Citi represents more than just a medium of exchange. Speaking at the launch of the Citi at 60 celebrations, Dr. Asiama attributed recent macroeconomic stability and the strengthening of the Citi to policy interventions and fiscal discipline under President Mahama's administration.
The city is far more than just a currency. It is a trusted store of value, a driver of economic activity, and a daily emblem of our collective confidence as a nation. Whether you are talking about exchanging it in bustling markets, whether you are talking about it being used to pay salaries, or whether you are talking about it being used to save for future dreams, the CD stands as a lasting symbol of our journey and our unyielding commitment to shape our own destiny. So the story of the city cannot be separated from the story of our economy. It reflects our moments of bold ambition, our trials under pressure, and our resilience in rebuilding.
You heard Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Asiama. Away from that, President John Dramani Mahama says the late former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman-Rawlings, will be given a state burial. The First Lady passed away on Thursday, October 23. During a visit to commiserate with a bereaved family in Accra, President Mahama paid tribute to her for her lifelong commitment to women's empowerment.
You see evidence of her work, either oil palm extraction project, Gari production project, and they are still operational. And women are using those income generation facilities to improve themselves and their children. And so there's a lot that can be said, and I'm sure that when the tributes come to be written, we will have a wholesome story about her role as First Lady in Ghana. And so on behalf of the people of Ghana, the government, I want to extend our sympathy and condolence to the family and to say that we will work closely with the family. We're waiting for the family to meet and tell us what their desires. But I just want to announce as president that we shall give her a state funeral. The family can do the traditional funeral after the state funeral. And so once we know what the dates are, we will do the program and the state will give her the full honor that she deserves.
President John Dramani Mahama there. Let's go over the phone lines and speak to my colleague, Fauzu Masaudu, who is at the house of the late former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman-Rawlings. Fauzu, thanks for joining us. There must be a solemn mood there. Is the president still at the house?
It becomes problematic.
Hello, Fauzu.
Hello.
Yes, I was asking if the president was still there, and I was asking you to describe the mood in the house for us.
All right, Eno. It's like all week too. It's been solemn here. The president just left, and the residence of the Rawlings is here in Accra. And the president, in his remarks, largely eulogized the former First Lady, especially for her dedication to empowering women during her lifetime and championing socio-economic development in fact, especially in rural communities. And then the big news is that we officially announced that the former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman-Rawlings, would be given a state burial. But aside the president, also the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Bagden, was also here, and other government functionaries as well. And presently, MPP Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard introduced Chairman Wuntimi associated were here at the Rawlings residence to commiserate with the bereaved family.
All right, Fauzi, thank you very much for that update. Now, the First Lady's eldest child and Member of Parliament for Korle Klottey, Dr. Zenata Rawlings, expressed her gratitude to President Mahama for his support during the family's time of grief.
Unfortunately, sometimes with the partisan politics, memories fade when it comes to the deep, long-lasting relationships that surpass partisanship and politics. And I'm very honored on behalf of the family that you have made this announcement that she's going to have a state funeral. I would also like to extend our appreciation for the 3 days mourning that you actually declared in her honor. It's a difficult time, but the outpouring of love and the show of support, and even on the day, your immediate response was so encouraging, and it made us realize that it's not just a case of our mother has passed, but a recognition of who she was to everybody as far as being a statesperson in her own capacity, but a mother and who touched lives personally. Your Excellency the President, we are honored by your presence here today, and your words have been very encouraging to us.
You heard Dr. Zanata Rollins, daughter of the late Nana Kunedu Ajimai Rollins. Residents of the Atredia electoral area are intensifying calls for the construction of speed ramps and the establishment of a police checkpoint along the Atredia stretch of the Accra-Kumasi highway following a surge in road crashes. Reports indicate that 3 separate accidents occurred on the stretch on Saturday, October 25, leaving 14 people seriously injured. This comes after a tragic crash in July 2025 on the same stretch, which claimed the lives of 16 members of the Saviour Church of Ghana. Speaking on Channel 1 TV's Breakfast Daily, Assembly member for the area Patrick Entry Kakari called for urgent intervention to curb the rising rate of accidents on the highway.
There should be one speed run that needs to be done on that stretch because the overspeeding is too much, and because the road is very strict, the drivers, they have been maximizing or increasing their speed. Again, I am of the view that there should be a police checkpoint at that stretch, so that at least if the drivers are advised, they are encouraged not to overspeed, and they are doing. Once there is a checkpoint, their speed will be slowed down by the police, and for that matter, that action will not be seen any longer. Again, there are huge potholes at the route, on the route, which if the driver wants to dodge the huge potholes, they end up by crashing with others. These are some of the few observations we have made, and we believe if action is taken on some of these things, we will not recall a frequent accident that we are having now.
Assembly member for Atredia electoral area Patrick Entry Kakari. Black Queen's head coach Kim Lasbjørgren says the team remains focused despite recent concerns over unpaid bonuses ahead of this afternoon's clash with Egypt at the Accra Sports Stadium. According to Bjørgren, the Queens are fully committed to securing qualification for the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations. Next year's WAFCON will also serve as a qualifier for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil, with the top 4 teams earning Africa's slots.
I mean, it's up to them what they want to do. I think we showed in the first game that we are the better team, so we need to play the game in our way. But of course, I mean, they have to take the chances. They need to play a little bit of a risk. I expect them sometimes to press high. I expect them to add a lot of numbers when they have, for example, corners or attacking free kicks and things like that, because they need to chance a little bit to have a chance to come into the game. I mean, it feels great. I said after the WAFCON as well, I think the most important thing for Ghana is to always make sure that they are like a top 4 team. Now we finished the 3rd place. We know that we have the potential to win, of course, in the future, but to make sure that every time we are in the tournament, to be at least in the semi-final, sometimes the final, sometimes to win the goal. But the top 4 also, we know in the next tournament is going to take us to the World Cup in Brazil, so that's of course an important target, even like I said, that we always want to win.
That was Black Queen's head coach Kim Lasbjørgren. The minority in Parliament has described the Attorney General as incompetent, criticizing him for pronouncing suspects guilty before a fair trial. The caucus argues that the Attorney General's description of the former CEO of the National Food Buffers stock and the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP as lawless looters engaged in criminal enterprise violates their constitutional rights. Addressing journalists, the legal counsel to the minority caucus and MP for Swami, John Darkun, says the Attorney General must be called to order.
The AG says he's into these media circus because he doesn't want to be referred to as an incompetent Attorney General because he wasn't an incompetent lawyer. Competent AGs don't prosecute their cases in the court of public opinion. Competent AGs prosecute their cases in the court where evidence are subject to street proof. In criminal trials, he has a responsibility to prove his case beyond reasonable doubt. This is where you go. Put the evidence before the court. Let the lawyers from the other parties scrutinize the evidence. If it stands the test of time and the court pronounces them guilty, so be it. Why do you bring the evidence to the media for just this media circus to destroy the image of people even before they get a chance to open their defenses?
You heard the legal counsel to the Minority Caucus and MP for Swami, John Dakon. And that's how we end the City Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adabraka here in Accra. Do log on to our website, citynewsroom.com, for more news. I am Eno Safu. Many thanks for listening.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.